Good afternoon. I am so glad to be here today with everybody, and I want to thank you, everybody. My name is Manuel Galvez. I am the coordinator of the program called La Noche te da sorpresas, which means the night gives you surprises. Today, we came here with the idea to share with you what is behind this program for Latinas that is targeting Latinas between the age 18 to 30 to reduce unintended pregnancy. We choose this, I would say, this method. The, besides, I mean, just not talk about the method or the numbers. We want to share today with you the human part. What was the experience like we had to work with the Latino community across Iowa? Because as we mentioned all this day, we are Latinos. We have many things like we are similar to the Anglo community, with the African American community. But the most important, we have something like we are unique. As I just used to say always, we are no better, we are no less, we are different. So we need to understand that part. And I hope we can share with you today. And the most important, besides again to the numbers, I hope we can transmit that this social phenomenon like is happening in Iowa, that also I am part of that. Why? Because if we see just the numbers in a vertical line, in a moment in the space, I mean in the time, you can say it's just 126,000 Latinos in Iowa. But the most important is see like this social phenomenon passed in just one generation. So the shape of Iowa changed, and still I think like I am agree with Christine when she said and Hector that Iowa is a welcome community. I am part of that. When I came here just a few years ago, I feel welcome with everybody, and I am so proud to be just not working in this project, also to call now Iowa my new home. So today we are with my coworker Esperanza Pintor. She is a research assistant with us. We are going to talk a little more the numbers about who the Latinos are in the human part.
Thank you too for having me here. I'm very pleased to be a part of this project, and also like Manuel, I am an immigrant myself. I came to Iowa when I was 8 years old, and my father had a meatpacking plant job that was waiting for him here, and so we came to Iowa. I've been here 16 years now, and I'm a master's in public health student as well at the University of Iowa, and so I'm a graduate research assistant with this project, and I'm very happy that I can come and tell you this, our story, what it's been like to work on this project. So to give you an idea, oops, wrong one, I'm gonna do the same. There we go. I think you already received this information thanks to the little packet of information that was provided to you. So I won't go into that much detail about it, but just so you get an idea, obviously the Latino population has grown over the years in a really short amount of time. And that's what we want to emphasize, is that it's in a very short amount of time. We're the largest minority in the state, and we're going to continue to grow. Why? Because we have a lot of our community members, a lot of the Latinos have children or continuing to have children, and there are a lot of other issues that have been brought up within the previous presentations that you saw for why this is continuing to grow. And although it was presented, here are a couple of other cities that have high percentages of Latinos, and the important factor that we had to consider with this was that there are a lot of urban and rural differences. And all of these differences came into play when we were trying to plan and implement this project. And these are differences that we had to consider because, like in California or New York, there are a lot of Latinos. But when you get to Iowa, when you get to the Midwest, the picture changes a little bit. And so we had to consider those issues. And now just to get a little bit of an idea of who it is that we're talking about, who is the Latina, who is this Latino in Iowa, what do they do? I'm sure throughout your jobs in whatever area that you're in, you experience, you interact with Latinos. But a lot of the Latinos in Iowa hold jobs like construction, they mow lawns. There are a lot of cleaning services type of jobs. And obviously that is related to the socioeconomic status. Latinos in Iowa have a lower socioeconomic status when compared to the rest of the state, which is also affected by education. As some of the previous presenters have talked to you, the immigration issue is a big issue, and it affects education. It affects the high dropout rate. A lot of our Latinos, young Latinos, either are here undocumented or don't have the proper documentation to go to school. So what do? They're in high school, they're learning, they may want to go on to college, but if you don't have a way to get there, if you're going to be charged international rate to go to a school or a college or university, when you've grown up here your whole life, or you have some sort of economic issue, then why continue going to education? Why not just fall back into the idea of I can have a child and have an unintended pregnancy and it doesn't really matter? And again, like I mentioned at the beginning, we're really young. The Latinos in Iowa are really young. The average median age is 23. And so that obviously was another factor that we had to consider in this project. And now I'm going to have Manuel talk to you a little bit about why we decided to go with this method of a radio program, radio serial, radio soap opera, whatever you want to call it. It's all the same thing.
Okay. And now, before I start to talk, because many can ask, why you decide to do a radio drama, a soap opera on the radio to educate the community? Why not just go and try to do some workshops or like a print some material? Before answer that part, I just want to mention two things that I hear today, and I want to just remark that it's so much important. The first thing, I just hear a few minutes ago that it's important when you are working with the Latino community, you need to see what is the, I would say the characteristic that you are going to work with. In the case of Iowa, one of the most important is that when you talk about unintended pregnancy, about among Latina, is the most important. You have to think the immigration status is kind of a barrier that is like stopping so many dreams. When you are in the community, it's not, I mean, when you talk about unintended pregnancy with Latinas, it's not just the regular issues. Also, you need to keep in mind that they are with dreams, with hopes, but they cannot go for. So the only option like they have is create a family. No, because sometimes they don't know about what is a family planning issue or what is a family planning method. It's because they really like they are living right now. And another important, very important thing is that when we are trying to define who the Latinos are, is in Iowa, many times actually we had this discussion. Some of the members here, like Melissa here in this is with us. We are trying to define who the Latinos are in Iowa. So everybody was thinking it's just the people like is with a rural environment in Iowa with indigenous background. And I just want to share something so important. When you try to describe the Latinos and Latinas, it's important to mention like we are everything. Even when it's the majority of the people, they don't have education. But if you see numbers, the Latinos, they are integrating to the Iowa community. Now you are going to find Latinos and Latinas like they should sit in the school. So we are a diversity community, and we are part of the Iowa community. With this background, why a radio serial drama? The first is that I want to mention, I don't know how familiar you are with the Latino culture, but in Latin America, it's very popular, the telenovelas every day. And even in our parents' generation, and right now in rural areas in Latin America, you are going to find like the radio dramas is the most common way to entertain your family. You tune your radio in the mornings, in the cornfield, and you are hearing the radio drama. And this is one of the main reasons. Another is the main mass media in Iowa. In Iowa, we have 4 radio stations, 24 hours, 7 days a week, in Spanish. So it is the most important. It's another important reason.